Hey everyone, let's build this simple kinetic whale toy in Blender. I'll show you exactly how I rig this model step by step so you can use the same techniques on any model you like. I've added this blend file in the description, so if you want to follow along, please feel free to download it. And let's get started. In Blender, I have this empty scene with nothing but just the model. Let's start by adding an armature and tab into edit mode. With the bone selected, right click and let's switch the direction and move it roughly here. And let's extrude this in Z direction like this, and let's extrude it again. With this, press Shift S and selection to cursor to snap it to the origin. And let's click on this and clear parent and make sure it is not parented to that bone, and Shift D to duplicate and make sure to switch direction to of this bone and parent these two bones together. Now we have the basic chain setup done. Let's select all these and duplicate it how many ever times we want, depend on the model. Here I am duplicating it wherever the joints would be. We would need two more chains, one for the head and one for the tail. I'll go ahead and hide the shark, and we would need to join these chains. Click on this, cursor to selected, then from here extrude it along x-axis and Shift S, selection to cursor to snap it to the 3D cursor. And with this new bone, I'll select this one and parent it to this bone. I'll do the same for the other joints as well. Make sure it is parented and you see this dotted line in between this bone. So with that done, let's duplicate this bone again, and this would be the controller, the main controller bone. So let's select all the small bones and select this, right click, parent and keep offset. So this will be our armature. Let's tab into post mode and let's give IK constraints to all these bones. Go to bone constraints, add IK constraint, select target as this armature and bone as the small bone at the bottom, and make sure the chain length is 2. Let's do the same for all the other bones. After that, let's click on these horizontal bones and give them IK constraints as well. And for these bones, the target would be this one, and make sure the chain length is 1. Do the same for all the horizontal bones. Make sure the target is the main bone to the right of that particular horizontal bone. And once we have the IK constraint set up, make sure to go to the bone properties and make sure the IK stretch is set to 1 for all these horizontal bones. And one final step would be selecting this bone and make sure the IK stretch is 1 and it is locked along the x-axis. Let's do it for all the other bones as well. And with this, our armature is ready, and let's see if it works. Make sure the rotation is set to XYZ Euler, and this works. So let's tab into object mode, unhide the shark, and let's click on the shark and parent it to the bone with empty groups. Before assigning parts to a bone, let's name the bones. Let's call this head and let's call this body 1. And since the horizontal bones are important to this rig, I'm just going to name these 5 bones. I'll call this body 3, and the last one would be tailbone. And with this, I'll tab into object mode, unhide the shark, and edit shark and select these vertices, and on the right side choose the correct bone and assign to that bone. This would be body 3, this would be body 2, and this would be body 3, and the last one would be the tailbone. With this, our setup is done, and if I go into the post mode, selecting the armature, you can see rotating this control bone basically moves the model. And make sure all the other bones rotation is set to Euler, and I'll set an offset for all these bones. So for the first bone it is 90 degrees, second bone it is 135, third bone it is 180, and the last one would be 225. And with this, if I select this controller bone and rotate it along x-axis, you can see now it looks like the whale is swimming. So, and one final step, I'll set the bones to stick, and let's go to the first frame, set a keyframe with 0 degrees, and I'll go to frame 120 and set it to 360 and add a keyframe, and that would be our animation. So you can use this technique for any model you like. And that's it, a simple kinetic rig from scratch. You can use the same setup for other automation ideas like birds flapping or any other fish swimming. I'll be sharing more creative projects in this channel, and thanks for watching. See you soon.